Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to what is not iRacing bottom split racing. We have gone full circle because we are doing something special today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be sticking with one person, and that is one of the most exciting real world drivers currently racing in Formula One. It is a driver with a lot of talent, a lot of promise, a driver where people are speaking of having a future Ferrari seat and possibly even being a future world champion, ladies and gentlemen. There's only one person we could be speaking of, and that is the one, the only...
Mazepin!
No, ladies and gentlemen, it is, unfortunately for us, it is not Nikita Mazepin. Who I'm speaking of is the one, the only Ollie Bearman, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be treating this a little bit different from all other series. We're going to be sticking with Mr. Ollie Bearman. We're going to be seeing what kind of racing he can do. He is in the Lara LMP2, and there's 8 of them on tracks. He's starting in P7. This is top split racing. The iRating is all the way as low, inverted commas, compared to what we used to, as low as 2.5K, all the way up to 8.8K, 8.9K. That is quite a spread. It is a 45-minute race. It might get boring. We will see. A focus, we will look at the crashes and what's happening with everyone else. But the main focus for this today, to see how a real-world Formula One racing driver can perform against a full race of, sim racers. People like me, absolute bananas. Although the iRating is slightly higher than I will ever be able to achieve. We are racing at Portimao. The strength of field for LMP2s is 4.3K, and Ollie's iRating is 4.1K. And this is the real live Ollie Bearman. I have confirmed that. He was racing with his brother over the weekend at the Nordschleife endurance race as well, where things did not really go that way. Not really go their way. We'll just quickly go look at some of the other classes because we've got some high rating as well. So in the GTP class, we got Kaylan in P1 with an 8.8K rating. Giovanni is bringing up P2. Martin in P3, and then Damon P4, and Arthur bring up in P5 with that pink and white, very pinky and very white livery. It's like the classic old pink livery. Then we got Tristan in P1 of the LMP2s, 8.1K rating. Daniel, 6.6K rating in P2, and Ryan, 5.7K rating in P3, and P4 Jan with a 5.5K rating. This is going to be really, really tough for Ollie. So let's remember he's got the yellow livery. But let's not forget about the LMP3s. Is the race about to start? We're going to say so. Check. We got Matt in P1, 8.9K iRating. Niklas, 8.4K iRating, and then Tony bringing up P3. And I think the race is just about to start. Let's jump on with Ollie. We're going to race now. As they go into the final corner, get on the final straight now, and away they go. It is a green flag. We almost missed the race start, but didn't quite. Let's just jump on board with Ollie at the moment. So he's currently running P7. The race might be quite boring for the first few. Oh, he just does a dive bomb. Gets up to P6. Felipe just backs out, lets him go. 6.4K rating, iRating is Felipe. We're just going to stay on board with Ollie, just see how he manages to go. Oh, we just see Felipe on his side, just diving. But that was a terrible move because now he's over half a second behind Ollie, and the gap is increasing. Felipe is under a lot of pressure from Maurice behind him now. And Maurice manages about to get past Felipe as well. He does get past Felipe. I have no idea what he was thinking there. We will review some of the crashes later, but for now, we're just going to be sticking with Ollie. As I was trying to say before, all that action happened there. The race will be quite boring for the first few laps, the first quarter. Once they start catching the GT3s, and then the GTPs start catching the LMP2s, and the weaving between the traffic, that is when the real driving skill should become more apparent. If Ollie can survive until then, he's currently half a second behind Erginus. Is that how you pronounce it? I think so. We'll call him Erginus anyway. So he's half a second behind Erginus, who is 0.4 seconds behind Jan. Ollie currently running P6. He wants to get up at least the top 5 position because it doesn't matter if you drive for a Formula One team in real life. Main thing is you got to have good iRacing stats if you ever want to progress anyway. You're never going to get a Ferrari seat just by getting F1 points in real life. No, mate, you need to have good iRacing stats as well because they will be checking that as well. Trust me. I applied. I didn't have good stats. Okay, now we're back on with Ollie. So he is currently running MP6, chasing down the Genius. The gap is 0.5 seconds, so he will be in the slipstream. But the problem is, they all within 0.2, 0.3 seconds from the car in front of them. So all of them will be in the slipstream, getting dragged along. Do have faith that Ollie will be able to warm his tires up and probably look after his tires much better than the other drivers. But only time will tell. You can see the gap has closed up slightly now. The cars are still just very much driving the line. This is quite the issue we do have with cockpit driving. They make so few mistakes that you just see them very often driving in a line, which I guess is exciting if you're the person driving, but if you're the one watching, it can become quite tedious, quite soon. Unlike racing, we're usually used to it. But now there will be at least 4 meatballs, people screaming in the mics, and just cars sliding all over the place. You can see there's a good battle up front. Let's just jump up front at the moment, because there is a big battle for P1. There's Daniel saying sorry. He's the one we focus on now. He's the car on P2. I think he just touched Tristan as he's trying to get past it. You can see once we get to GT3s, this is going to be an absolutely epic battle. The thing is now they are catching the back markers of the GTP. So 8.1k LMP2 is faster than a 3k GTP, and that is the GTPs, and they're catching them, and they're going to be passing them in a minute. This is catastrophic already. This should not be happening, but the scary thing is these 3k GTPs will make me look like an absolute potato. I'll be dishing out potato water myself, but let's see. Ollie is now getting right up the back of the Genius. The gap is only 0.2 seconds. Oh, he's actually warming his tires. I have no idea what he was doing. He was wiggling from side to side. That must be some kind of Formula 1 trick. Let's see if it works, though, on virtual LMP racing. Only time will tell. He looked for the inside, sticks his nose in, but it's currently still just playing it safe. That's all they're going to do at the moment. Just warm up the tires, play it safe, and wait for them to catch the GT3s, because then traffic givers, but the traffic takers. And I think Ollie will be a taker, not a giver. That sounded terrible. I did not mean that, Ollie, if you ever watch this. All right, now the gap. Ollie's under a bit of pressure as well. Now Felipe is back behind him. The gap is just under half a second. So they're all just still running, keeping the gap constantly. You can see the dust spreading up behind Felipe as he absolutely pushes too hard, and he loses 0.2 seconds off behind Ollie, as Ollie's not really made a mistake yet. But now there's anyone really in front of him. So the very clean racing. You can only hope things get interesting really, really soon. You're going to stick with Ollie, because this is what it's about. Let's jump on with this cockpit. Let's jump on board inside his cockpit. Let's not hope us being inside shifts the weight goes in, make a mistake. I really want Ollie to do well, though. He is up one position, but where will he end? The car behind him, Philippe, is currently the fastest man on track, though, even though he's the only one who's been making some micro mistakes. So the gap to 0.8 seconds behind Ollie and 0.5 seconds in front of him. So he is just sitting in his own little world at the minute. Bombs it down to 3. This is a very easy going off track. I think he got an off track there. The 17 incidents will be a drive through penalty. Unfortunately, iRacing does not show the incident count live during the races, so we do not know if any of the drivers are close to receiving a penalty. Just under 40 minutes left in the race. See the GT3s, the GTPs have managed to open up the gap a bit now, which was actually quite scary. At one point, let's just jump up front and check up front here. So the gap is 1.8 seconds from Tristan at P1 and LMP2 to the GTPs up front, which is still not big. You'd expect them to be much further ahead, but only just. And then behind him in P2, we got Daniel, 0.9 seconds. Ryan, 0.4 seconds behind Daniel. So the top 3, just over a second between the top 3, which is really, really great racing. Yeah, and they spring up behind him. The livery, no, he's in the blue livery. And the Genius is in the blue livery as well, with Ollie wide, breathing right up his backside. But the real battle is up front, in front of Ollie. If I was Ollie, I would just do exactly what he's doing now. Not that I'm giving an F1 driver advice, but I would be doing exactly what he's doing now. Just sitting back, let the guys fight up front, because when we hit the traffic, there are certainly going to be some bad decisions being made. We will check the crashes in a moment. Before we hit the traffic, let's check up quickly with the race leader of the GTP. So this is Kalen. He's running away with it. He's got a nice 5-second gap behind him. He's currently 18 seconds behind the back marker GT3. So probably another lap or so, and then we'll be finally there. Martin's bringing up P5, Giovanni in P3, and Damon is currently running in P4 in that hideously pink Porsche. Check in with the GT3. So we've got Matt currently running P1, 8.9K, started in the front, still in the front. Got Abel behind him, under a second. So this could be a good battle as well when the traffic starts. James bring up behind him, Nicholas in P3, and then James bring up P4. Tim bring up Founders in 5. And you can see already there is a GTP. That is Brian in P12. No idea where he just came from. Is he going to be able to get past safely? Ooh, just tucks in between the cars there. Gotta play it safe. Brian must have either started in the pits or he had an issue earlier. He's not showing up in like crash routes, so I've no idea what went wrong for Brian. He managed to get past him. He's got one or two more. He's got two more in front of him that he needs to get through. And then he's got a bit of fresh air, and then he'll be catching the LMP2s in a minute. We will check in with Ollie again shortly. There's nothing changed. The gap is still 0.6 seconds in front of him and 0.9 seconds behind him. So the LMP2 is very, very much just running in a line as you can only expect from top split racing. But surely things are going to get... Oh, Brian gets flashed by Abel. Not happy with the way he conducted that pass. Looked fine to me, but as we know, flashing is like laser beams in iRacing and can almost causes a crash quite more often than not. One more car for Brian to pass. We'll just see if he can pass the race leader safely. And then once he's on his way, if I was Brian, I'd feel quite intimidated, to be honest. He's only 2.6K. I say only. That's around about where my rating hovers as well. If I was in this split, I would not be happy because this would be super intimidating because there is some very highly weighted drivers, very fast drivers. And Brian gets past everyone. He's got lots of fresh air now. So let's go check in with our man, Ollie. How is he doing? Exactly the same position as we left him. The gap is now 0.9 seconds in front of him. Still chasing Argenis. I don't know. Could be any of those. We'll go for Argenis. I like Argenis. Argenis sounds, if he were my son, I would be calling him Argenis. And he's got Felipe right behind him. Felipe is 0.8 seconds behind him. Oh, Ollie must have had a slight snap there. I just missed it because the gap's opened up to just over a second now. But again, absolutely nothing to lose. All he needs to do is just ensure he can try and stay in the slipstream, not fall too far back, and just wait for the traffic. And I think this is where Ollie's real driving skill will come into effect. Well, I can hope. Although, if we do remember the Japanese Grand Prix, we saw what happened when Ollie tried to pass a slower car. It did not end well. Let's hope he learned from that mistake. Goes wide there. I don't think he got it off track. He managed to keep it on track, so he's still... I wish I knew how many incidents he had. Not many, though. Still very far away from that 17. Again, here, you can push it quite wide, but it's very easy to get it off track. And as a reminder, 17 off tracks will result in a drive-through penalty. And this type of racing, the race will be all but over. Whereas in the bottom split racing, 17 off tracks, get a drive-through, and you can still win the race. Completely different kind of racing. And I dare say that our usual racing is a lot more entertaining than this, ladies and gentlemen. But we are going to stick with this. Because we are going to wait for magic. Just wait for magic. We want magic. Gap now in front of Ollie is open up to just over a second, 1.1 second. Meanwhile, Philippe managed to close down to 0.6. Problem now for Ollie is he has lost the slipstream. You've got to be under a second. 1.2 seconds now. Philippe behind him is still within the slipstream. Maurice is currently running in P8. He's got a 9-second gap in front of him. So he's got a lot of making up to do before he can get back to these guys. Again, he's not 2.9K rating as well. Just like Brian, I feel really, really sorry for Maurice. He's just being outclassed here by much higher, much more skilled drivers. Yeah, you are where you are. Bad luck, Maurice. Try your best, buddy. You can do it. Okay, the gap behind Ollie now is 0.4 seconds. Felipe is closing the gap slowly but surely, and Ollie's falling further back from Regina. So the gap is 1.3 seconds now. We are going to stick with them for a second. And I do think we need to review the crashes before we catch the GT3s. Things might spice up quite quickly, but I just want to see if Philippe's going to be able to get past Ollie. Just checking up front, Ryan is in P3, just 0.2 seconds behind Daniel. These two have been battling it out for lap after lap, and that's allowed the race leader Tristan to open the gap to 2 seconds. So he's managing to get away slightly as these two battled out, but no one is really taking chances. There's no dive bombing, no locked wheels, absolutely nothing. It's just good, clean driving, which I know I might sound shocked, but it's just not what we used to. I am putting away my potato wood
Really,
button.
man?
Oh, that is P5 in the GTPs. Oh, that is the pink Porsche livery. Now happening, as we can see, they have catched the GT3s, ladies and gentlemen. So things might start spicing up a bit. Now we are just on here with Arthur. As he's bombing down, he's currently in P5, chasing down Damon. 0.3 seconds is the gap to Damon. They've got a couple of GT3s in front of them that they need to get past. Oh, he looks like he thought about going on the inside of Damon as well, but there's just too much traffic, too much. You've got to play it safe and live to find another day. Got a really, really lovely livery Ford Mustang in front of him. Managed to bomb past him. Now the gap to Damon is open up to over a second. Will only be a matter of time till the LMP2s and Ollie hits the GT3s. Then I think we'll ride on board with Ollie for a bit and see if he can affect any magic, any of that Formula One magic, or if he'll just continue driving in a line. Just jumping back on now with LMP2s, back on with Ollie because he's 1.5 seconds behind Genus, completely out of the slipstream, and he is paying the price for that now because Felipe is closing the gap just under half a second. He keeps getting closer, but Ollie seems to just beat him out of the corners every time. Seems to just be getting a better exit. There is quite a big gap in their iRating. Felipe is 6.4k, while Ollie is only got 4.1k. Oh, no, I say only as if that's low, but I mean, Ollie's IRL rating is probably slightly higher than 4.1k. So it is what it is at the moment. Felipe's only 0.5 seconds behind Ollie. I'm going to stick with him now because they've got a couple of corners to go, a couple of really, really tricky corners, and they got that long final straight where Felipe will be able to tuck it and get in the slipstream. And then we'll see if he will go for the pass, or is he just playing it safe like the advice we gave to Ollie earlier. I think Ollie was listening to advice, very, very wise. Oh, they go very, very wide. Surely that must be an off track. But he's just hanging back, just waiting. Nobody's making a move yet. Everyone's just checking each other out, just sticking it close together. I think they're just waiting for the traffic to see what happens. But Felipe is pushing hard. The gap is 0.3 seconds. He got really close. It got down to 0.2 seconds for a second. But again, he just lifts slightly before Ollie. Just lives to find another one today, not taking any chances. Ollie is driving absolutely focused. Let's just jump up with the leader, see what the gap is now. The gap is 7 seconds behind the GT3 back markers. We're on board with Tristan. The gap behind him is 2.5 seconds, 8.1k rating. He is absolutely dominating it. Running away with it nearly 3 seconds now, whilst the two behind him, Daniel and Ryan, are still battling it out. I say battling it out, but just driving under each other's wing and just not, one cannot shake the other. They've not really changed any position or done much side by side yet. But let's just wait, ladies and gentlemen, one more lap and we will be in the thick of it, as the GTPs have been finding out quite recently. We are just going to stick with LMP2 class, back on with Ollie. The gap in front of him now is 1.3 seconds, 1.4 seconds, and Felipe is still just hovering behind him, not taking any chances. Let's jump up over Felipe. Just watch it from his perspective, see if we can see what lines Ollie is taking. I can probably learn a lot from watching these guys race. A lot of aces on the throttle, maybe a bit of fuel saving as well. A bit of fuel saving, a bit of tire saving. They will have to do a pit stop during this race. I very highly doubt there'll be any tires changed. It sees in the slipstream. Ollie gets closer and closer in his camera. But again, he just lifts and just plays it safe, lifts to find another night. Oh, Arthur's out. The pink Porsche is out. The piggy punk. What has happened to Arthur? Ladies and gentlemen, let's just see what happened to Arthur while it's still fresh in our mind.
God damn, there's
He was
no happy space.
absolutely bombing it on. Oh, he just lost it all on his own. What the hell happened there, Arthur? And then did he rejoin? No, he just spun on all his own and he was just waiting to get back on track. Okay, we will check the rest of the crashes later. That was nothing too serious, no damage, but he lost a lot of positions then. The problem with this kind of racing is if you make a mistake like that, there's very little chance of you being able to gain any positions back. Everyone drives so clean. It's insane. It's insane. I ended up in the top split once, and it was absolutely painful. I have a vague memory of getting lapped by a slower class. This is not about me, thank goodness. This is not about me. This is about the man on track now. This is about Ollie Bearman, Formula One driver, man who really wants to take that Ferrari seat, possibly even from Lewis Hamilton. But I will be sending a recording of this to Ferrari, so he will really have to do something impressive. And at the moment, he's just continuing to drive along, keeping that gap of 1.2, 1.3 seconds in front of him. Meanwhile, keeping Philippe just about half a second behind him. Again, nobody's taking any chances, but very, very shortly, we're going to be hitting the GT3s, and it's going to be all about traffic management and working together. And as you can see, the GT3s have arrived. Let's just jump up with Tristan in front. You can. So that is Tristan. He's stuck now between GT3s and GTPs. That's that ugly pink Porsche in front of him, who spun out later. And Tristan is, if it's 8K, is almost certainly faster than that GTP with a 2K driver. Felipe is closing in on Ollie. Okay, we're going to stick now with this battle because we are catching the GT3s and things are about to heat up. And this race is all about Ollie and the battles he gets involved in. Let's go jump on with Felipe as he rushes wide up Ollie. Oh, you can see the cars in front of Ollie just almost in the back end as they're trying to get past the GT3s. Philip managed to fight back. Ollie's only 0.1 second now behind the car in front of him. He's a Genus. He almost stuck his nose. He's got to get past the GT3, and at the same time, he's got to keep his eye on the Genus as well, trying to break early, because the Genus at the same time is battling with Jan as well. And Felipe joins the party, but he gets stuck now behind that Porsche. Is he going to be able to get through? The Porsche goes wide and let them go through. Oh, but they seem to touch. Surely that's got to be a forks, and the Porsche is just door to door with him. He is not giving him any space. Felipe is flashing Ollie for some reason. He's done nothing, mate. You got to flash sideways, flash the Porsche. He's the one trying to smash out of the way, trying to help Ollie. Must be another British driver in there, but Ollie managed to keep it safe. Nobody changed position, even through all of that. Felipe heads straight into the pits. He does not have damage, so this must just be a strategic call. Get in the pits, let all the traffic play out, and then make it out. Well, come out and clean air, and hopefully he managed time. So remember Felipe's name. Let's remember his name, because when Ollie pits, we'll see if Felipe's strategy works. And I think it might actually work. So let's jump on board with Ollie now, because he is really in the battle, trying to get past all the GT3s. He's 0.6 seconds behind the Genus. See, as soon as we hit the GT3s, things started getting interesting. And the gap started closing. Somebody's moaning. I have no idea who's moaning. We will be worrying about that later. We will have some time to view some of the crashes later. There's not as many as we usually see. But Arthur has crashed again, ladies and gentlemen. That is the ugly pink Porsche. He has crashed again. Shock, not shock. Even the top splits have a Dylan, but let's get back to Ollie. 0.5 seconds is the gap to a Genus. They do have a couple of GT3s stuck between them. That is Giuseppe in P14 of the GT3s. Oh, Ollie goes to the dive bomb, squeezes in between the Mustang and the corner, managed to make it through. Luckily, it was given space. So often you see the GT3s, as we saw with that Porsche earlier with Philippe, just pretending they're racing the faster classes as well. It would be so much easier if they all worked together as a team, because they all got the same outcome, and they will lose a lot less time and also not receive any damage or safety rating punishment points either. Ollie is bombing it down, so he's in P6 now, chasing the Genus, 0.6 seconds, drives behind the Corvette, right up his backside, just trying to get every bit of slipstream. Oh, Ollie had a bit of a flash there, bit of connection. Oh, this is high risk.
What were you
No idea how
thinking?
much to keep on track there, not lock his brakes, but he just got past that Mercedes at the very last corner. That was very, very risky. Went down to second gear, where he should go to third gear, which just shows how much extra speed he was carrying, but he pulled it off, and he manages to stay with a Genus. The gap is now only 0.5 seconds. Ollie is still in this battle now. It's all about who's going to get the better exit. Genius had to slow down behind that GT3. That GT3 does have its back end missing, ladies and gentlemen. Like a frock in a hospital, his butt is sticking out and everyone is looking at it. And he is not even embarrassed because he is still on track, still driving. That is Nicholas, and he is currently running in P11. Unbothered that his bits are showing to the world. Ollie has closed the gap to 0.4 seconds now, but at the same time, Genius is only 0.4 seconds to Jan in front of him. And Ollie, he gets stuck behind the GT3, gets caught out behind the Lamborghini. Is he going to get the space to get through? He does get space to get through. It's a great Martini livery. I really, really like that. I love the Lamborghini. I know I've said that a few times, but just the sound of that engine is so sad that they're getting rid of it in real life. And, well, I presume in iRacing pretty soon as well. The gap now is 0.4 seconds to a Genius, 0.3 seconds. Ollie did get a better exit, but is a Genius going to be able to get away quicker? Ollie will be able to tuck into the slipstream now. This is a three-way battle for the top, for the P4 position between Jan, a Genius, and Ollie. Let's jump on board again.
Look, you're getting a black flag now. Right.
Oh, it's a very, very late braking. And that allowed a Genius to get on the throttle earlier, and he managed to open up the gap again to over half a second. So Ollie really missed out there with that late brake. Oh, then got to slam on the brakes. A Genius thought about passing GT3, but there was just no chance. And now Ollie's right up his backside. But now it's all about who's going to take the risk here. Who's going to be able to get past this Mustang? Surely Genius goes, is Ollie going to go? No, the Mustang cuts him off. Oh, but then he opens up, gives him space. Ollie climbs up on the curb. He's going to be able to get in the throttle. Very easy to spin in that corner as the weight of the car transfers up the hill. And you're trying to get in the throttle as early as possible. This corner as well, because you're braking hard, gearing down to third, even second gear, and then trying to get on the throttle. Ollie goes down to first gear. I have just learned a thing there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be going out to first gear from now on as well. So I will not be arguing. It's a Formula One driver. The gap now is 0.6 seconds. Meanwhile, Genius has fallen back slightly from Jan in front of him. The gap's just over 1 second. As I said before, the traffic gives and the traffic takes. But at the moment, for Ollie, the traffic's not really doing anything. Gap's not really closing. It's not increasing. It is still just playing it safe, running in P6. It's gained 1 spot from where he started. It's not the fastest man on the track by a considerable amount of time. So Ollie's fastest time so far is a 1:36.0, while Tristan E1 has done a 1:35.4. Everyone else except Maurice behind Ollie has managed to do a lap within the 1:35. So Ollie, not the fastest man on track at the moment. To be fair, he probably just jumped in this race without much practice. So he is going to be able to, or he's going to have to, if he wants to gain position, is do it with use of skill. Oh, Ollie dives in deep again, takes a massive chance. You can see hand goes over hand as he turns that steering wheel, carrying so much speed, trying to turn. The gap's open up to 0.7 seconds now. And the Genius is chasing down Jamstel with the gap to him, also 0.7 seconds. So just staying there, the gap is just remaining between the three. Nobody's gaining anything, no spaces, nobody's gained anything really so far in the LMP2 class, which is crazy racing. This is not what we used to. By now, the guy who started dead last would be in P1, and P1 would have rage quit already. But here we are. The race continues. We have under 20 minutes to go, so not that long to go. Just remember, they still have to do a pit stop. And the thing is, let's get back on with Felipe. Felipe is, like we said, he's got clean air in front of him. He's doing 1:35.8, so he's putting in his fastest laps now. Is he going to be able to undercut Ollie? And I think he might be able to, because he's not had any traffic, but we will see shortly. Oh, see a Mercedes up front running very, very wide. Ollie tucks in behind him, gets in the slips, he tries and gains whatever he can. He's going to have to get past him before the first corner. He does get past him, carries a lot of speed. Is he going to get off track? No. Excellent, really takes that corner well, but tucks him behind the Genius, but the gap is still just 0.7 seconds again. They are managing to hold a little ball Formula One driver off, and he is not able to close the gap at all, ladies and gentlemen. This is really good driving from everyone else, as much from Ollie as well. Nobody's making a mistake, nobody is snapping, and that is all they got to wait for anyone to make the tiniest little mistake so they can pounce on them and just take full advantage. But
Thank
at
you,
the
Martin.
moment, there is just none of it. Still have a couple of GT3s to get past. Still have to do a pit stop. Now, the main thing here now is, as Philippe pulled out a miracle with the pit stop. We will find out shortly. Ollie is 0.8 seconds behind the Genus now. Genus is 0.8 seconds behind Jan. Jan is over 1.4 seconds behind Ryan. So the battle for the top three is also non-existent. Tristan is still running away with it. He's got a 4.5 second gap behind him to Daniel. Daniel, there's a bit of a battle building up here between Daniel and Jan with a gap of 0.7 seconds. You can see the GT3s all swinging into the pits now. Those are the GT3 race leaders. That means Ollie won't have to worry about them in a minute. He won't have to worry about getting past them. So he's got a bit of clean air, rather, well, clean air. He's got just LMP air in front of him. Dirty LMP air coming out the backside of a Genus. But what point, if any point, are we going to see Ollie try and gain some more positions? Because as it stands at the minute, he's gained one spot and there's no hope of climbing the rankings anymore. Gap remains under a second, 1.7 seconds for Gene. There is a very random Twitter follower, considering I'm not a Twitch follower, considering I'm not even live on Twitch at the moment. Thank you very much to that person. How very random was that? So back in with the race. So just jumping back here. This is the battle for P2. It's getting very, very close. Ryan is putting a lot of pressure on Daniel. The gap is just under half a second. But to be fair, this gap has been like that for the whole race. This is what absolutely blows my mind. They have been racing now for half an hour. And for half an hour, they have maintained these same gaps. It just shows nobody is making a mistake. I was expecting a bit more chaos, a bit more action, a bit more chance taking with the traffic. But I guess that's just not what top split racing is about. It's just about driving perfectly without making a mistake. Nobody else makes a mistake. But let's get back to Ollie now, because he's managed to close the gap slightly to a Genus up front to 0.5 seconds. He will be able to tuck in the slipstream now. The problem is for Ollie, they are in a bit, what do they always call it? A bit of a DRS train. Except there's no DRS, but it's the same principle. It's a bit of a slipstream train between Jan, the Genus, and Ollie. Genus is tucked in behind Jan. Ollie is tucked in behind the Genus, and nobody's losing, gaining any positions. Every time they get to a corner, Ollie tries a bit of late braking, but then he gets not a bad exit, but he just gets a slower exit, so he closes the gap, and then the gap opens up again. All hangs on the pit stop now, ladies and gentlemen. There's been a few more crashes. Nothing too big, it seems. None of the race leaders. The pink Porsche piggy car has not crashed again, so well done to Arthur. Although he is running in P12 and he's 6 laps behind everyone else. Maybe he quit the race and that's why he's not crashing anymore, which, well, would be fair. But look at this now. Look at this now. The gap between 0.8 seconds between P2 and P3, 0.6 seconds between between P3 and P4, 0.6 seconds between P4 and P5, 0.8 seconds between 5 and 0.6. Everyone's just, oh, and you can see the cars up front. Jan just had a little tap of that GT3, just turned in on him. Is that going to slow him down there? He's going to lose a position. That is a very angry looking Porsche. He's already carrying a bit of damage, so he's already been in the wars, and now he just had a random LMP2 take a bite of him. Ollie thought about tucking in, taking the inside of him. Is he going for the inside line? He does go for the inside line. This is now door to door. This is the first possible opportunity Ollie's had all race to take the position, but oh no. The Genus is the faster car. He carried more speed from that corner. Is Ollie going to go for the dive bomb? This is not the way you can do a dive bomb, Ollie. Please don't make my heart stop. Oh, he's right up his backside. Is he going to go for it? He does go for it. Ollie goes for the dive. He finally makes the move. He's going to be able to pull it off. They are door to door. The Genus is surely going to back out. He bumps. He turns into Ollie. Ollie bumps him out. This is hard, aggressive racing. Ollie gets passed through. Goes Ollie. Well done, Ollie. That is some proper racing. You can't do that with a Formula 1 car because they will be bits of cars spewed all over the track. But in the LMP2, they are slightly tougher and you can do a bit of argy-bargy. And Ollie did a bit of argy-bargy, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was an excellent pass. I am very impressed by that. If that was me trying to do that pass, I would be spinning all over the place, and he parked inside a wall, being part of the wall, being part of Portimao forevermore. And Ollie is now up in P5, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means? You know what that means? That will now be showing as a top 5 on his iRacing stats. Ollie is making it. This kid is going places. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. His stats are improving. Ollie running a P5, but remember, they still have to do a pit stop, and we still have Philippe to worry about. Did Philippe manage to conduct the undercut? Undercut? Yeah, he's undercut of a lifetime by pitting so very, very early. Let's just check back at him. You can see he is still driving with a lot of clean air in front of him. He's 20 seconds behind Maurice, but everyone else has still got a pit, and he's doing faster left than everyone else. Let's check on Ollie. Ollie's got into the pits, ladies and gentlemen. Ollie has gone into the pits. So he's pitting a lap earlier than everyone else. And now we're going to see what's going to happen when Philippe gets near. Couple of corners to go for Philippe. I don't think Ollie will be changing tires. He's not changing tires. He's putting in fuel. It'd be very silly changing tires now because there's only 12 minutes left in the race. How far back is Philippe? Ollie goes down to P7. Oh, he's coming out the pits. Here comes Philippe in the final corner. Ollie still got his pit limit on. He can't speed up now, and he's got a GTP in front of him as well. Surely the GTP is not going to cut him off. The GTP does cut him off. Hopefully the GTP will just speed away. Where's Philippe? We can see Philippe coming out. There's Ollie coming out the pitch. He'll be able to put his pit limit on, get to top speed. Now his tires will be slightly cold. Will lose a bit of temperature, so he's got to take it a little bit easy and warm them up. But Philippe is right up his backside, and actually, he didn't do an undercut. He didn't lose. The gap is exactly as it was before Philippe did it. Amazing. I'm actually blown away by that. So the gap is 0.5 seconds. But Ollie, he's struggling with that GTP in front of him. Was he flashing? Is Ollie a flasher? Surely not, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we're not expecting that. Oh, he goes dives inside of the GTP. The GTP's got to slam on his brakes. I mean, what are you even doing, mate? You're in a much faster car. You're causing absolute havoc, and you're going to the potential of ruining these two's race. So now there's a three-way battle, and it shouldn't be a three-way battle because a GTP should not be involved here. But Ollie and Philippe are both faster than this GTP, and Ollie actually gets past the GTP. This is insane racing. That is Caesar in P11 of the GTPs. He's actually on the same lap as him because he's crashed previously. I do see his name there on the crash register as well, so we will watch his crash later. But what kind of potato driving is this? Surely we can't be awarding a Potato of the Day award on the top split racing. Oh, Ollie goes on the outside. Oh, Philippe goes on the inside. Philippe gets stuck behind the GTP. Now Ollie's got the inside for the next corner. What is Philippe going to do here? How is he going to play this? These two are battling for position, and Caesar is just being an absolute sandwich filler, causing havoc where he just shouldn't be. And now he's got time to get on the throttle and just get away from these two, and hopefully not get involved in their battle anymore. But Philippe is right up Ollie's backside. Now the gap is only 0.2 seconds. Is he going to go for a move here? Surely he's going to go for a move here. We will see in a minute. Let's jump on with Philippe. Actually, he is side by side, but Ollie's got the inside. Surely Philippe's going to play it safe. You can see another car coming out of the pits there as well. There is another GTP that's going to get past him in a minute. Oh, Philippe goes for the inside. Amazing dive. Absolutely got Ollie sleeping, but switcheroo. Ollie gets through again. That was great. So Philippe carried too much speed as he tried to conduct an amazing overtake there with the dive bomb, but Ollie's flashing the GTP. Ollie is a flasher. Who would have thought? He's such a calm and nice guy in his F1 interviews. I never thought he would be a flasher. He is not a happy man because he probably lost a lot of time to the cars in front of him now once they come out of the pits. But ladies and gentlemen, let's just talk about that pass that we saw there. Philippe did an amazing pass, but carried too much speed. Ollie stayed calm, did all switcheroo, and now they haven't changed position. The gap is 0.8 seconds now. Absolutely amazing driving. Well done, both of these drivers. They're both still alive. The cars in front, have they pitted? Oh, they have pitted, but they have they have pitted. They just come out of the pits. So Genius have come out of the pits. And because of that battle Ollie's been involved in, he is now 4 seconds behind the Genius. So remember, he was right up his backside before the pit stops. And now the gap is over up to 4 seconds. That is very, very unfortunate for him. The gap has opened up quite a lot for everyone, actually, to the pit stop that have really thrown the chicken amongst the hens. Is that what you do? You throw a chicken amongst hens? No, wait, hens are chickens. The cock amongst the chickens? The fox amongst the chickens? I don't know. There is a saying like that. It does involve chickens. Something is chucked amongst the chickens. the hand grenade. The hand grenade got chucked amongst the chickens, and now there's gaps between all of the cars. Ollie's got a GTP behind him. That is P1 of the GTP's KLM, so he's over 8K rating. Surely he won't be doing anything stupid. I mean, this man got a 14-second, 15-second gap behind him. And he's a very skilled driver, so he will be playing it safe and gets through. And Ollie should be able to let him go as well. He's not flashing. Well done, Ollie. I can't believe Ollie was flashing. Who would have thought Ollie Bearman was a flasher? Absolutely taken aback by that. But the gap here, unfortunately, now is 4.5 seconds ahead of Ollie. He lost so much time with that GTP, causing Caesar, the GTP, causing absolute ruckus between them. Bad luck. Bad luck. But that is, like I said, traffic givers and traffic takers. So the real battle now, Ollie is still in P5 though. He's still in P5. So something did happen to one of the LMP2s, to Daniel, who's now running in P8. So this is still an important battle, because it's the final battle for that final stat position that shows you want to put it on your CV. Even more important if you're a real world racing driver. How many top fives that you had? These things count. And the gap now to Philip behind him. Philippe is 0.7 seconds. Philippe is again playing it safe. How much time we got? We've got 7 minutes left. So maybe 3 laps to go. Who is going to finish at P5? This is what we are looking at now. Tristan is in P1 of the LMP2s. He is running away with it. The gap between him is 7 seconds. Meanwhile, Jan has pulled up a pit stop from nowhere, because Jan is now running in P2, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just check there quickly. Jan is in P2. He's got Ryan right up his backside, 0.4 seconds. But I have no idea how Jan's managed to pull that off. Ollie needs to be learned from Jan. For real, man. Or give up his seat for Jan. But Felipe is closing the gap. The gap is 0.3 seconds. He is right up Ollie's backside in the slipstream. They do not have any traffic in front of them at the moment, so they don't have to worry about that. There might be a chance that where they hit the GT3s or the couple of back markers of GT3s one more time before the race finishes. But for now, this will just be skill against skill. Formula One against Felipe. Formula One against Portugal. Oh, this is Felipe's home race. I didn't even realize that. So he will definitely want to take that P5 position. He's got everything to fight for. He's probably got his mother in the stands waving him on. We're going to stick with these two. This is the battle. Every time I say we're going to stick with these two, I want to click away because I see something else happening on track. But I will try my best to stick with these two. But there is a good battle up for P2 as well between Jan and Ryan. I have no idea how Jan managed got up to P2, but he has done it. Well done him, okay? We're going to just check in with him in a moment because the gap is only 0.2 seconds. This is the battle for P2. Jan and Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, they are 8 seconds behind the leader, but this is where Ryan is now just tucking in behind Jan. The gap is 0.1 seconds. He is going to go for it. He's going to go for the pass. He's carrying more speed. He's got that slingshot from the slipstream. Jan lets him go. Jan lifts. And through goes Ryan. Ryan retakes that second position. He did hold it for a long time previously. He managed to lose it to Jan in the pit stops. But now he's back up in P2. Meanwhile, further back, Ollie and Philippe are still battling it out. The gap to Agnes is 3 seconds. So they have managed to close it just by a second. Maybe they are both together, these two, but there's only 5 minutes left. So not that many laps left. And to close a 3-second gap could be very, very difficult, especially Ollie has still not done a lap in the 135s. He's still only done a 130. I say only. He's only done a 136.0. Only. I can only dream. Oh, there's a spinning car in front of them. GTP in front of them. They both get through. I got completely caught up by that, trying to look at times. Who was that? That was Brian and P11. These backmarket GTPs are causing absolute chaos. Luckily, nobody got affected there, so the battle still continues. Philip is getting very, very close now. What is the gap? 0.2 seconds. A couple of quarters ago, if he can keep it this close, he will almost certainly be able to get past in the slipstream on the main straight. 2 more corners to go, and one of them is a very, very high-speed corner. And then it's all about who carries the most speed. Felipe tacks in behind him. The gap is 0.4 seconds, opening up slightly, but who's going to get on the throttle the earliest out of this corner? It seems to be, well, the gap's not even changed. 0.4 seconds. It is still ongoing. 0.3 seconds. Let's jump on with Philippe. It seems he's going to go for these. 0.3 seconds, 0.1 seconds. Surely he's going to go. No, he goes for the outside and he backs out. Really backs out. That was a very interesting move. I thought he was marked off the dive bomb. And see,
if Ollie would back out, but no, he decides to play it safe. Still right off Ollie's backside. The gap's only 0.3 seconds, but he was carrying a lot more speed than Ollie there, but decided to just play it safe and live to fight another day. 3.5 minutes left. If he keeps driving like this, his chance will come. Oh, does he manage to get a better exit here? Ollie carried too much speed again. He did carry too much speed. 0.2 seconds, but there's no way to pass him. There's plenty of places to pass. There's no way to pass safely. That is rather the best way to put it. Philip is staying up his backside, taking a wide sniff, getting high on the fumes, spewing up the exhaust of Ollie's car. As he continues to just put pressure on. But unlike bottom splits, Ollie will not be driving his mirror. He is used to cars flying all around him. Oh, well, from the last race, he was the car flying, proper flying. But for now, Philip is still just maintaining that gap and just waiting to strike. Maybe waiting for Ollie to make a mistake, but I very much doubt Ollie is going to make a mistake. As I said before, over 2K difference in iRacing. There's a whole me difference in iRacing between these two. But surely that will only be because Ollie gave it us. So Philip's back in the slipstream now, 0.3 seconds. We sat on board with him for a whole lap, and that whole lap he managed to do nothing, but the gap's now 0.1. Surely this time he goes for the outside again. They swings to the inside. Is he going to go for it this time?
They touch, but he goes through. He lifts slightly. Ollie managed to carry more weight. Ollie does not back out. He does. Philip goes for the dive bomb. Is it going to be another switcher? Oh, Philip slides, drifts too much again, carrying too much speed, too hard on the brakes. Ollie does another switcheroo at the same spot where he did it only a few laps again. The thing with Ollie's driving is just he manages to stay calm. There's no panic. There's no flapping in his decision making. He just lets Philip make the mistakes. And then Ollie remains in front every single time. That was another excellent time. Philip lost a lot of time there. The gap is now 0.9 seconds, 0.8 seconds. He tried his best, but he was just carrying too much speed and was drifting sideways. There was just no way he was going to get past him. Ollie remains in P5. And the gap to Argenius in front of him is 3.7 seconds. So that is not really even a battle. They're not even battling for that anymore. It is now just the battle of P5. Philip has managed to close up to 0.6 seconds again, but he must have damaged his tires slightly as well with that crazy drift he was doing there. 2 more laps to go. Surely that's got to be it. Or maybe only 1 more lap. So it's now or never for Philip. The gap is 0.8 seconds. So it's opened up really well after that crazy maneuver we saw there. Are we going to see Barney when we start? Yeah, there is Barney with his white flag. This is the last chance saloon for Philip to take that P5 position from Ollie Bearman. That will be real bragging rights. I can't imagine telling my wife that I beat a real Formula 1 racing driver in iRacing. She would literally not care. But one can dream. Gap is closed. 1.4 seconds to go. Philip is going to have to try and make a move on this lap. Is he going to do some kind of crazy dive bomb? Or is he just going to play it safe and take P6? He does lose 55 iRating in his current position. So you think he will try and get that P5 position again. He will have a couple of back markers in front of them now. Ollie needs to get past this Porsche, and then is Philip going to be able to get past as well? Ollie gets stuck behind it. Philip is going to be able to carry more speed. Oh, he managed to get past as well. He just taps the Porsche. Very aggressive driving. If I was Porsche, I will be flashing. And he is flashing. Tell him off, mate. Absolutely shocking driver from Philip, but he's balls to the wall, putting everything on the line. Now he goes for the inside. That's just 2 more corners to go. Then it's the end of the race. Surely Ollie's going to be able to hold on. Philip just stuck his nose in. Who's got the inside now? It's going to be Philip's going to have the inside. Who's going to carry the most speed? Now Ollie is just half a car in front of Philip. We've got 1 more corner, then the really fast corner. Philip thought about thinking, he goes, oh no, and he touches the back of Ollie. He spins out. Philip spins out. And Ollie carries on driving. Oh no, Philip. He tried everything, but he made another mistake. That is what cost him. Every time he was in the position to do an overtake, he made a mistake, ladies and gentlemen.
Ollie will take P5. Well done, Ollie. He gained 2 positions from where he started. Nothing spectacular, but a couple of great moves, and he managed to keep on P5.
You have to hit twice. You are getting hit too much car, man.
And Philip is moaning in the chat. No idea what he's saying. Might have been Portuguese.
You have to know how to play, man.
Is he happy? Is he not happy? It's really, really hard to tell. But ladies and gentlemen, so Tristan won the race. Ryan P2 managed to get past Jan again. Jan in P3. Genus kept P4. And then Ollie finished 4 seconds behind him. Ollie finished in P5. That very important P5 position. Philip in P6. If anyone's interested, let's go watch a few of the crashes. The first one is Arthur in the ugly pink Porsche. This is his second crash. Oh, he's driving so slow. He got driven in behind by a GT3, and then he just almost reversed all the way into the sand, and then he just gave it up. Top split racing is difficult, mate. I am glad I wasn't here. This is Nick. Oh, just lost on his own, and then he got help straightened out by that Lambo with the back end missing. But then he carried a bit of damage, and then we got Caesar. So this was Caesar who really interfered with Ollie's race earlier. And shocking driving. Absolutely shocking driving. Does Caesar feature again? No, that's it. That's really, so I don't really know why he was in the push for so long, but this is Artyom. Oh, Artyom was the one who clashed with Caesar there. Okay, let's jump ahead. Patrick in the GTP. Oh, just swings it all on his own. He is so lucky. iRacing does not simulate flat spots like LMU. He would have been rattling his teeth out like an Aston Martin Formula 1 driver if he had to continue the race with those tires. This is Marianne. Oh, this looks very risky. Does he? Yes, just absolutely swings out. Brakes way too hard. You can't carry too much speed. You've got to be very easy on the brakes with the GTPs. Very easy to lose it. Doesn't matter what you are racing. This is Nicholas with his butt out. And then just shows his butt to the audience. They all wanted to have a good look, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to his OnlyFans because he has currently got a discount going. Burak further up on the track. Lovely livery. Shows it off to everyone. Just spins out all on his own. Ooh, almost did a bad rejoin, but manages to keep it safe. Marianne again, so we saw him spin out all on his own earlier, and then he manages to do it just a couple of corners later. We've not really seen any big crashes, have we? It's just people losing it all on his own, and these are the kind of mistakes normal people do as well. Oh no, that is unfortunate. You got absolutely nailed. What a poor innocent bystander. He just got smashed into the wall. Dignity gone. Poor Nicholas. Oh, Abel, why are you pointing the wrong way, sir? We joined this party late. So did he lose on his own? Yes. Oh, he just spun all on his own, and then he just got tapped by the Mustang, and off he went again. Where did he finish? Abel finished P16. Oh, he didn't tow from there. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. This was Brian. Oh, he wasn't. Was he in the orange one? Yeah, he was in the orange. That's the race leader behind him, right? Oh my goodness. That was the race leader behind him. He almost ruined the race leader's race. Giovanni. What did Giovanni do? Giovanni finished in P3, started in P1. Oh, again, just braking too hard. It's crazy when you see these high iRacing drivers struggling so much to drive these cars. Makes me feel slightly better. I've got to be honest, there is Brian again. Brian finished in P11. 2.6 car rating, one of the lowest rated drivers in the race. Marianne does another Marianne. Absolutely carrying way too much speed. You should not be here. So you should maybe just go, instead of driving a GT3 or something else with ABS and other assists. Moritz is off the track. Oh, he just lost it on it. So everyone's just losing it on their own. There's no real big crashes. Just that one we saw. So this was Felipe battling with Ollie. Oh, it was the final corner. Let's see that from another perspective. Did they touch? Oh, yeah, they just touched, but it wasn't Ollie's fault. No one's fault, really. That was just the racing incident. And I think, yeah, they just touched. Philippe was just carrying a bit too much speed as Ollie was hitting that corner. Philippe ended up finishing P6. He didn't lose the position. He was moaning in the chat afterwards. I don't think really what he could be moaning about. There was some excellent battle between him and Ollie. Really good driving. And then Tristan just won the race. Absolutely ran away with a 9 seconds gap behind him. So that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Our first watch of a Formula One racing driver. Was it exciting? No. Is Formula One racing exciting after the first 2 laps? No. So pretty much what we were expecting, really. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. It's something different. It is something different. Thank you for watching.